Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Says nobody's here right now. So, if you, when you get in, please press one. So, I'm gonna wait about 5 minutes. If nobody comes in, I'm just gonna start, and you can just hear whenever you can. What is love? A feeling. Is it a feeling? Love is everything, but for you to realize it, you have to feel it. That's my answer to your question. I posted the link to get on the panel. If you need me to post it again, press the number 2. If you don't need it again, press 3. Okay. And you don't have to. I just like when people participate in the panel. I believe that the more minds are together and talking, the the stronger the connection with the message is is being demonstrated instead of just words. I believe the spoken word has a lot of power. So there's 5 people here. If anybody wants to join, let me know and I'll send the link. And if you already have it, that's fine. Just use it and I'll bring you in. If nobody wants to come in, I'll start. Hey Keith, man, I'm glad you made it. Thanks for all your great messages. You know, it's nice to feel support and to support each other is it's just a very beautiful feeling. All right, so apparently nobody wants to get in, so I'm gonna start by myself. If anybody wants to join in, click the link or ask for the link in the comments. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard this song. 'Cause this is a very, very famous, popular song called Okay, Keith. No problem, man. Family is important, and there'll always be another time. No matter if in this life or the next, it's never the last time. So I'm sure everybody's heard that song called What is Love? If you have, press a 1 in the chat. Anybody heard that song before? Okay, Keith has. Who else? Remember it goes, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Now, excuse me, I'm not the best singer, but just trying to get your memory going. Hello, hello. Aaron, you there?
Hi there.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, you?
I'm good. I'm actually feeling overall today. I'm feeling very positive.
Good.
I do have somebody, unfortunately, that I live with that is a little bit of a positivity vacuum.
That's a
But
shame. I know how that feels.
yeah, but that's part of being love, Can you still love that person?
Yes,
Mm,
a good exercise, isn't it?
yep. There's no better there's no better experience than an experience.
That's right. Speaking of love, Avidan, can I just say something? Um, you were saying some nice things earlier as well before I managed to type anything. You know, with you said something on yesterday's broadcast, and you were worried, a bit worried about. I'm not going to say too many words on here, um, but the people that might end up being regulars with you. Maybe we should just start a Discord group as well. So if ever you're gone, we'll know where you are,
Um
or
so
something
this
like that.
so this is what my inner being wants to tell you right now.
Okay.
My inner being wants to tell you it's a good idea and why not, right?
Hmm.
But then it also wants me to tell you you don't need to worry about that.
Okay. Do you know what I
And
thought you were going to say? I thought you were going to say you were thinking the same thought again.
what I wanted to say was don't worry about it because it is a good thing and you do have a good intention, but you don't have to worry if I can't speak through here anymore or whatever, or if I don't even speak to anybody again. That's not the point, and you don't. That's not given to any type of fear. And
No, it's
whether
not.
I'm here or where I'm not, it doesn't matter. Because everything that I'm trying to show people, so I don't want to teach people. I want to show people is that everything that I'm telling you, you already know. It's already in you.
Yeah, but I was thinking, I understand what you're saying completely, but I was thinking more like a kind of oh, I don't know, kind of like support because things aren't getting better, are they?
I don't know. I think, in my opinion, I think things are the way it should be.
All right then. I know where you're coming from.
And that that feeling like some spread lies, others know the truth. Who is who? He or she, I'm sorry, I don't know your sex. Um the question was, what is love? A feeling? Well, you asked the question, but you answered the question for yourself. And yeah, my answer was a little different. I said love is everything, but how do you know it's everything? And the only way to know is by feeling it. You can't draw it, you can't capture it, you can't throw it away, you can't smell it. You just gotta feel it. And that's just the way love works. So I wanted to do a little exercise. I wish more people would join because I kind of wanted to do this exercise with a group of people. But if nobody else is gonna come in, I guess you and me can do it.
Well, how many people are here?
It says four, so there's more, but they just want to listen. So, and you know, we gotta respect that they just want to listen. So maybe after we do this exercise, maybe next time they'll want to do it.
Okay.
So go to Google and put "What is love" lyrics.
Okay. Mm. Oh,
You
what's
found
the
it?
artist? It's giving me Ronnie Flex, which is obviously not the one. Which is the artist?
Hadaway. Hadaway. So it's a
Okay.
HDDAWAY.
Don't worry, I got it.
You found it?
Not yet. Hang on, it's a bit slow. See if it get it now. Right, nearly there. It's giving me a video. Let's see if I can scroll down and get the actual lyrics on the screen.
That's so weird because
Yeah, I
I
got
put
it.
it and this is the first thing that comes out. Um, okay. So the
Maybe it's
exercise
because you're in
is,
a different country.
yeah, I guess. I
It's
guess the
coming now.
internet
It's
just
loading.
has different results.
Right, I've got it up now.
Okay, so the exercise I wanted to do with a group was I wanted somebody to read one section, somebody to read the other section, etc. But it's gonna be you and me. So
Okay.
I want you to read the first little paragraph that says "What is love?" and it ends in "no more."
Okay. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
So it starts off with a question: What is love? And after the question, he's saying, "Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more." So he's answering his own question by saying, I don't, what is love? But when you're hurting me, it doesn't feel like love. So obviously, if you love somebody, you shouldn't hurt them. You with me there?
I'm with you.
Okay. So the next part is the same. Oh, baby, don't hurt me no more. What is love? Yeah. So now it's even making it clearer because it's saying, don't hurt me no more. Then it asks again the question, what is love? And it answers itself, yeah, yeah, love is not hurting, whether it's not hurting somebody or not hurting yourself. Don't hurt. Love is the opposite of hurt. Now read the next one for me.
The verse one. The verse one. You mean? No, I don't know why you're not there. I give you my love, but you don't care. So what is right and what is wrong? Give me a sign.
Okay. So this person is saying he doesn't understand why you're not fair. Whatever whoever this person is that he's questioning if they love each other, he's saying that he doesn't understand why you're not fair. Why he gives the love but the other person doesn't care. So what is right and what is wrong? Give me a sign. So he's already giving you the signs. Love is fair. This person's not being fair. Love gives and receives. This person is giving but not receiving. So what is right and what is wrong? What is right is being fair. What is right is giving and and receiving love. I mean, giving and take, giving and receiving. Yeah, that is what is right and what is wrong, and that's the sign of love. So pay attention how this song is asking questions but giving you the answers at the same time. So it repeats and it repeats and it repeats. So let's go to the part where it doesn't repeat. And it says, I want no other lover. This is our life, this is our time. If we are together, I need you forever. Is it love? Again, now it ends with the question, but it already answered the question. Love is not wanting anybody else, being in love with that person and not needing something else from that person or somebody else besides that. And that is what our life is. Our life is love, and that is what time is. So if we are together, everything is good, and that's why you need it forever. You need love forever. So what is love? Something that you need forever. What is love? Not wanting anything else besides love. That's why it says no other lover, no other love besides this type of love. And that's my interpretation and part of my answer of what is love. And I say part of it because, like I said, love is much bigger than a few words. Love cannot be measured or described by words. Love is a feeling that you just get. And that's what I have to say about that song.
But love, the feeling of love, though, Avidan, is going to be different for different people. And if it's just, if you progress from that, just that romantic idea up to unconditional, that doesn't feel the same, does it? Even if you're fully committed on the romantic level, it's still a progression up to that unconditional sense, which just, it feels kind of overwhelming. I mean, when people first fall in love, they're overwhelmed, aren't they? And they're really happy and whatever. But once you get to that unconditional thing, that it's like that first feeling, but it's there all the time,
Yeah.
even if there's no romance. I mean,
Yeah, I understand. There's all types of love that we feel, but this is my opinion. Love and truth are pretty much the same thing. And there's many opinions and there's many expressions of love, but there's still one truth and there's still one love, and that is the unconditional one.
yeah,
So as you read this, it's not the person asking this still loves that person or thing or whatever it's talking about, which is what it's really talking about is love. It's not really a partner. It's he's asking love not to hurt him no more. If what he's feeling is love, why is he feeling hurt? So it's not about you need to be fair or or you can't love anybody else. It's not about conditions. It's telling you what love is. Love is fair. That's not a condition for love. That's just what love is.
yeah, of
So
course.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go on. It's okay. I was thinking about Corinthians again, but then of course we're kind of like 50-50, bit on the fence about that, aren't we, with the writer, I suppose.
Well, let me ask you this. In Corinthians, it says,
Patient and kind, and oh, it's got a few lovely things actually.
but the most important thing says, not not going its own way, meaning when you love, you don't want things your way only. It's not about your way. It's about whatever way makes that love come about. So it's not like if you do things my way, I love you. It's just I love you no matter what.
Yeah.
So this person, right? This writer of the song, where do you think it contradicts that? And if you think it does, tell me where. And before you do, I'm sorry. Um, I'm gonna answer this question. If you give love just to receive love, is that not selfish? Yeah, if
Of
you're
course.
doing it, like you said, just to receive love, then yeah, it's not love, it's selfish. But love is a two-way street. I could love you, doesn't mean you're gonna love me. So I'm giving you love because I have love to give. And I will still love you if I don't receive it. But for you to be in love, just like I am in love, then you would lovingly give it back. So
Yeah.
love is a back and forth. It's not a one-way street.
No, of course not. I agree with all that.
But if you're gonna put it the way he put it, if you're only giving it to receive, then yes. If you're only doing it to receive, then it's not love. But at the same time, y- both of these people, the two parties, whatever they may be, both cannot be in love if both are not giving and receiving.
That's right. I agree with all that.
And yes, it's really hard to say your name. No se te ipsum. There's three types of love: eros, philia, and agape. Agape is love for all. And if love is everything, then what's the highest love? Agape. Because love is everything. So if you don't love all of life, then you're not like loving the totality of love. You're only loving certain aspects of love. And then again, that's not true love because you are putting a condition on that. It's either you love everything or you don't.
Love everything.
Yeah. If you can't love everything because love is everything, then you don't really love.
Okay. Yeah, I never thought about loving the slugs that come into my kitchen, Avidan, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's hard because this is the thing, like you know it. You told me in the comment that you left me on my video,
Yeah,
and so did other people. This message is hard to put into words because this message is bigger than words. So you might say, "Well, I don't love a slug. I don't love a snake. I don't like a volcano. I don't like this and that." But since love is everything, if you can't come to love things unconditionally, then you're not loving. Because you're saying, "Well, I love everything, but I don't
except
love
that. Yeah.
except this and except that and except this," then do you really love, or do you love because it fits your description of it?
Do you want me to answer the bit about do I think there's a conflict between the song and Corinthians yet?
Go ahead, yeah.
I'm just trying to hold it in my mind, that's all. No, I don't think there's a conflict. I was just adding the Corinthians bit as other aspects of unconditional love, basically.
Yes. And it's amazing, right? Because you would think that all these famous songs are negative, but a lot of these songs, they're actually telling you deep stuff, and we don't realize it. Because
Yeah,
when we hear that song and we sing along with it, we're not really hearing the message. We're just singing along, and we're focused on what part. Baby, don't hurt me. Why? Because we feel hurt. We feel like there's a lack of love, and it's very easy to gravitate to negativity because
Yeah.
negativity attracts the light, and the light or goodness attracts negativity or darkness. It's they're polar opposites, but they attract. So that's why it happens. And then when you sing the song, you don't hear the deeper meaning because you're focused on what the song means to you. And what it means is, I've been hurt before, so I get it. I can relate to the question. But you're not seeing that the question is being answered at the same time.
Yeah. I love you whether or not you love me. I love you even if you think I don't. Bear with me a moment, Avidan.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find you doubt my love for you, but I don't mind. Why should I mind? Why should I mind? What is love anyway? Does anybody love anybody anyway? That's another one called What is Love by Howard Jones.
Okay.
I love you whether or not you love me. That's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same message, just making it more clear.
Yeah.
Um, Hi DC Legends. I'm glad to see you back here.
Hi,
Um,
legends.
and let's see, anybody else said anything else? You disagree. It's a feeling within to offer. Well, you got to remember this. Some spread lies, others spread. I'm gonna have to shorten your name. You know that? Because I have to say that long thing every time I'm talking to you, and it's almost like a tongue twister. Okay, so you know I'm talking to you. So I disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. And we don't have to agree, but we're here to share. It is a feeling from within, but you're saying you disagree because I said love is everything, and you're saying it's only something within. But I'm telling you this: whatever made the inside of you and gave you that feeling also made everything outside of you. So it makes you think that only you have the love inside and not everything else. And that's my answer to why everything is love and it's not just something within. It's within and without. We have to fall in love with love itself. Yes, that's exactly right.
Yes, it is. That's right. Hello. Yes, that's right.
He did no share to ipsum. You anybody here listening to me right now, feel free to talk to him. I, I'm sorry if I'm speaking on your behalf, but what I'm trying to get at is he's very knowledgeable, and I'm sure he'll be more than willing to help you understand things if you have a question. To me, like from the little that I've spoken to him, it's like we're of the same cloth, of the same. I don't know how to put it into words, but and it's not just him. A lot of people here, I have a deep connection to, and that's what makes this all the more special. So I just hope we all feel the same. So
Yes, certainly.
all right, so I don't have a lot of time tonight. Um, Probably have like 40 more minutes. Um, I will try to come on at the same time tomorrow, and the weekend will be the longest stream that I do, and I'll try to do it earlier. Um, so hopefully everybody could get to come in. Um, Now yesterday, yesterday I started the stream and I got into a real deep conversation with Ulick, and I'm sure you guys have heard it, and if you haven't, you definitely should. And I never expected to go 7 hours long. I didn't sleep at all. It was 10 p.m. and it was like 6:30 in the morning, and I was still talking to him. and I didn't sleep till like 9 o'clock in the morning. So I've only been on like 3 hours of sleep. Um, so my point is my videos and my streams are not usually gonna be that long, but that was just a special case. Like it was just something unplanned that I didn't expect. He didn't expect, and time didn't even matter in that moment. So
That's really worth listening to, by the way, everyone.
thank you.
It was really good.
Time flies on the internet, but time flies when you have love and you're feeling good. Time feels slow and miserable when you are feeling slow and miserable. And when you're feeling upbeat and positive, it seems like time just passes you by. All right, so next thing I wanted to do, and I'm gonna ask you directly first. I know Nose te Ipsum. I'm sure he's read these materials because he's a Gnostic like me. Um, and I think you have read some of them. You've read the Gospel of Truth.
You're talking to me?
Yes.
I met not recently. I think I have read it, but not any time recently.
Okay. Has whoever has read the Gospel of Truth, press a one, and if you haven't, press two.
I'm going to put two because I won't be able to quote anything from it. So
No, you don't have to quote. We're gonna read it, or at least a part of it. I can't even quote it myself. I know the message, but word for word, no, because I'm not focused on the word. I'm not focused on trying to memorize it. I take it and I put it within me, or I just recognize that it was within me. All right.
it's not the Bible, some spread.
No, yeah, like Aaron said, Gospel of Truth isn't the Bible. It is based on the Bible. It is based on Jesus, but it wasn't accepted by religion, and it's for a special reason. Um, before we read this, I do want to say it's not an easy read. It is a little bit difficult, and I want to say from my experience, truth is difficult to find, and it's because truth comes from within you. You know the truth from within. So until you can find it and connect with it, you could read it over and over and over and over. It might not make any sense until you actually feel it for yourself. And that's what Gnosis is about. Gnosis is about knowledge from within, feeling it, knowing that it's part of you. It's not just about being intelligent and reading a bunch of scrolls and knowing numerology and knowing all these things. It's not about that. It's about knowing the truth within you and coming to the terms of realizing that it exists. But you have to realize it. You have to have real eyes, realize to see it. Now, you might say, well, it says lie in there, but a lie is just a shadow of the truth. A lie is nothing without the truth. So why are you so scared about the lie, even though the lie is leading you to the truth?
That's kind of what's happened, isn't it? With all these lies we've had all these months, we probably wouldn't even be here now if it hadn't happened. I know that for sure. In this chat, I mean.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. Like a lie exposes the truth. That's the purpose of the lie. The lie isn't meant to deceive you. It's meant to expose the truth to you. But it's up to you to either see the truth or be deceived. If there's nothing to hide, then there is no truth. only read one book, A Pair of Jesus Boots, when young. I never read that book. Maybe you should share it with us, or maybe I'll look it up and check it out for the next stream. So, Aaron, did you pull up the Gospel of Truth?
Um, do you know what? Because we got talking, I didn't. Hang on a minute. Um,
Everybody, please Google search Gospel of Truth and let me know. Press a 1 if you found it. Press a 2 if you need help. Of course, lies have been with us since day one. Like I said, a lie is just a shadow of the truth. A shadow is an illusion. Light is real. There's a source for light, but the source of the shadow is the light. You only have a shadow because there's light. You only have a lie because there's truth. It's not the other way around.
I have it.
All right. So I don't see nobody confirming if they found the gospel of truth. I'm gonna post the link anyway if you want to read along, which is always important. So let me just get the link and post it. All right, so got the link. Let me post it. Okay, no, no problem. You could just hear it along with how I'm reading, and then later on you can check it for yourself. All right, so do you think? Because sometimes I'm a little subconscious about my accent, and I feel like I don't pronounce things the best way. Do you feel like you have a hard time understanding me, or
Not
not?
at
Because
all. Not at all. No.
right. So I wanted to make sure, because if anybody has a hard time with my accent, I was gonna tell you to read, since you're, to me it
Is that
seems more.
is that my fault for mentioning it the other day?
Maybe, but it's not about you. I've you're not the first person to mention an accent. It's like anything in the world, right? There's nothing wrong with having an accent. It actually makes you unique, and it's a good thing. But
Of course,
everything has been turned on its head. Now having an accent is a negative.
I
So,
I never heard that, by the way, and I certainly didn't think of your accent as an obstacle. I was just interested, but I've never heard that having an accent. I mean, um, oh, what's his name last night? The Irish guy. I love the accent.
oh, you know why though? Because you, me, and I would say most people here, we're in that vibration of love, so we don't take it that way. We know how to transmutate things. But most people, if they hear an accent that's just a little bit different, a little bit hard to understand, it's like it becomes a turnoff for them. And I've seen it. I've seen people say, "Oh, it's hard to understand you," or "You have a funny accent," or "You sound weird." And yeah, maybe you and me don't do that, but it does happen, and it's because we're all on different frequencies.
We sure are.
All right, so let me see how long it is. I have time? Okay, it's very long. So we're gonna do one part today and another part tomorrow. So I'm gonna do the first paragraph, and You could do the next one.
Okay.
So, the gospel of truth is joy to those who have received the Father of truth, the gift of knowing him by the power of the Logos, or the power of the Word, who has come from the pleroma, which means fullness or completeness, and who is in the thought and in the mind of the Father. He is who is called the Savior, since that is the name of the work which he must do for the redemption of those who have not known the Father. For the name of the gospel is the manifestation of hope, since that in the discovery of those who seek him, because the all sought him from whom it had come forth. You see, the all had been inside of him, the illimitable, inconceivable one, who is better than every thought. Now, I'm not going to break this down because if I did, I wouldn't have enough time because every single word and sentence has more in it than what it seems. And you must not get lost by the words like Savior, Word, Father. You must understand what they mean and not think you know what they mean by just the way it sounds. So, since this is going to be a very time consuming subject, I'm just going to read it, half of it. I want you guys to read it on your own. And if it helps you, write down your thoughts. And then you can share your thoughts on what you think it means to you when you read this. And then after we're done with it, I'm going to explain to you from my personal knowledge what it means. Again, I stress it. It's my personal knowledge. I am not here to claim I know everything or I'm completely right. I will give you my opinion just like I'm letting you give me your opinion. And then we could all make up our own mind. Because that's what life is about, making up your own mind and being free. So you could read the next one.
This ignorance of the Father brought about terror and fear, and terror became dense like a fog that no one was able to see. Because of this, error became strong, but it worked on its hylic substance vainly because it did not know the truth. It was in a fashioned form while it was preparing, in power and beauty, the equivalent of truth. This, then, was not a humiliation for him, that illimitable, inconceivable one, for they were as nothing, this terror and this forgetfulness and this figure of falsehood, whereas this established truth is unchanging, unperturbed, and completely beautiful.
For this reason, do not take error too seriously. Thus, since it had no root, it was a fog in regards to the Father, engaged in preparing works and forgetfulness and fears, in order by these means to beguile those of the middle and make them captive. The forgetfulness of error was not revealed. It did not become light beside the Father. Forgetfulness did not exist with the Father, although it existed because of him. What exists in him is knowledge, which was revealed so that forgetfulness might be destroyed, so that they might know the Father, since forgetfulness existed because they did not know the Father. If then they come to know the Father, from that moment on, forgetfulness will cease to exist. Now you go ahead.
That is the gospel of him whom they speak, Sorry, seek. Hang on, I'm just doing a page down here. That is the gospel of him whom they seek, which he has revealed to the perfect through the mercies of the Father as the hidden mystery, Jesus the Christ. Through him he enlightened those who were in darkness because of forgetfulness. He enlightened them and gave them a path, and that path is the truth which he taught them. For this reason error was angry with him, so it persecuted him. It was distressed by him, so it made him powerless. He was nailed to a cross. He became a fruit of the knowledge of the Father. He did not, however, destroy them because they ate of it. He rather caused those who ate of it to be joyful because of this discovery.
And as for him, them he found in himself, and him they found in themselves, that illimitable, inconceivable one, that perfect Father who made the all, in whom the all is, and in whom the all lacks. Since he retained in himself their perfection, which he had not given to the all, the Father was not jealous. What jealousy indeed is there between him and his members? For even if the Aeon had received their perfection, they would not have been able to approach the perfection of the Father, because he retained their perfection in himself, giving it to them as a way to return to him and as a knowledge unique in perfection. He is the one who sets the all in order, in whom the all existed, and in whom the all lacked, and as of whom some have no knowledge. He desires that they know him, and that they know and that they love him. For what is it that the all lacked, if not the knowledge of the Father?
He became a guide, quiet and in leisure. In the middle of a school he came and spoke the word as a teacher. Those who were wise in their own estimation came to put him to the test, but he discredited them as empty-headed people. They hated him because they really were not wise men. After all these came also the little children, those who possessed the knowledge of the Father. When they became strong, they were taught the aspects of the Father's face. They came to know, and they were known. They were glorified, and they gave glory. In their heart, the living book of the living was manifest, the book which was written in the thoughts and in the mind of the Father, and, from before the foundation of the all, is in that incomprehensible part of him.
This is the book which no one found possible to take, since it was reserved for him who will take it and be slain. No one was able to be manifest from those who believed in salvation, as long as that book had not appeared. For this reason, the compassionate, faithful Jesus was patient in his sufferings until he took that book. And since he knew that his death meant life for the many, just as in the case of a will which has not yet been opened, for that fortune of the deceased master of the house is hidden, so also is the case of the all, which has been hidden as long as the Father of the all was invisible and unique in himself, in whom every space has its source. For this reason Jesus appeared. He took the book as his own. He was nailed to the cross. He affixed the edict of the Father on the cross.
Oh, such great teaching! He abases himself even unto death, though he is clothed in eternal life. Having divested himself of these perishable rags, he clothed himself in incorruptibility, which no one could possibly take from him. Having entered into the empty territory of fears, he passed before those who were stripped by forgetfulness, being both knowledge and perfection, proclaiming the things that are in the heart of the Father, so that he became the wisdom of those who have received instruction. But those who are to be taught, the living who are inscribed in the book of the living, learn for themselves, receiving instructions from the Father, turning to him again.
Since the perfection of the all is the Father, it is necessary for the all to ascend to him. Therefore, if one has knowledge, he gets what belongs to him and draws it to himself. For he who is ignorant is deficient, and it is a great deficiency, since he lacks that which makes him perfect. Since the perfection of the all is in the Father, it is necessary for the all to ascend to him, and for each one to get the things which are his. He registered them first, having prepared them to be given to those who came from him.
Those whose name he knew first were called last, so that the one who has knowledge is he whose name the Father has pronounced. For he whose name has not been spoken is ignorant. Indeed, how shall one hear if his name has not been uttered? For he who remains ignorant until the end is a creature of forgetfulness and will perish with it. If this is not so, why have these wretches no name? Why do they have no sound? Hence, if one has knowledge, he is from above. If he is called, he hears, he replies, and he turns toward him who called him, and he ascends to him, and he knows what he's called. Since he has knowledge, he does the will of him who called him. He desires to please him, and he finds rest. He receives a certain name. He who thus is going to have knowledge knows whence he came and whither he is going. He knows it as a person who, having become intoxicated, has turned from his drunkenness, and having come to himself, has restored what is his own.
Let me see. Wait, there's still a lot. So I'm gonna read one more, and you're gonna read one more, and then we'll stop.
Okay?
He turned many, he has turned many from error. He went before them into their own places, from which they departed when they erred, because of the death of him who surrounded every place. Whereas there is nothing which surrounds him. It is a great wonder that they were in the Father without knowing him, and that they were able to leave on their own, since they are not able to contain him, and know him in whom they were. For indeed his will had not come forth from him, for he revealed it as a knowledge which all its emanations agree, namely the knowledge of the living book which he revealed to the aeons at last as his letters. Displaying them down to these are not merely vowels or consonants, so that they may be read and think of something void of meaning. On the contrary, they are letters which convey the truth. They are pronounced only when they are known. Each letter is perfect, truth like a perfect book, for they are letters written by the hand of unity, since the Father wrote them for the aeons, so that they may know by his letters, so that they by means of the letters might come to know the Father.
While his wisdom mediates on the Logos, and since his teaching expresses it, his knowledge has been revealed. His honor is a crown upon it. Since his joy agrees with it, his glory exalted it. It has revealed his image. It has obtained his rest. His love took bodily form around it. His trust embraced it. Thus the Logos of the Father goes forth into the all, being the fruit of his heart and expression of his will. It supports the all. It chooses and also takes the form of the all, purifying it and causing it to return to the Father and to the Mother, Jesus of the utmost sweetness. The Father opens his bosom, but his bosom is the Holy Spirit. He reveals his hidden self, which is his Son, so that through the compassion of the Father the eons may know him, end their wearying search for the Father, and rest themselves in him, knowing that this is rest. After he had filled what was incomplete, he did away with form. The form of it is the world, that which it served. For where there is envy and strife, there is an incompleteness, but where there is unity, there is completeness. Since this incompleteness came about because they did not know the Father, so when they know the Father, incompleteness from that moment on will cease to exist. As one's ignorance disappears when he gains knowledge, and as darkness disappears when light appears, so also incompleteness is eliminated by completeness. Certainly from that moment on, form is no longer manifest, but will be dissolved in fusion with unity. For now their works lie scattered. In time, unity will make the spaces complete. By means of unity, each one will understand itself. By means of knowledge, it will purify itself of diversity with a view towards unity, devouring matter within itself like fire, and darkness by light, death by life.
All right, we're gonna stop there. So let me make a note of where I stopped. So let me see if anybody left any comments, any questions, and then I'm gonna give my final thought on this. So, okay. Wow, there's a lot of messages. Okay, so all clear here. You sound like a Mexican or Southern. I'm not Mexican, but I'm Hispanic. Yes. If you were Scottish, it would be hard work. For example, Bright was hard to understand because of his extreme accent. Yeah, Legends. That and there's something else about Bright, but that's not important. Um, Liverpool, do you know him? I've heard him on a few panels. Have not need to felt to look. I have not felt the need to look for a creator God. Well, do you have anything to say to that comment, Aaron?
Who is
Some spread lies, others know the truth says.
I mean, who are they referring? They have not themselves felt the need to look for a creator God.
I'm assuming they're talking about themselves. That they have not
Yeah.
felt the need. So if that's the case, what can you say to something like that?
Oh, I honestly don't know, Avidan. Um, do they know any type of God?
Okay, ask them the question. See,
Do you? Some spread lies. Do you have any type of faith or belief in any type of God? What's your mantra for life?
so legend said to some spread lies, some spread truth. I think that in yourself you questioned his existence already, or about why you are here, etc. But I think that with time you're probably gonna find the need for a creator. I think Legends actually gave a brilliant answer. Um, and it does make sense. If he's never questioned and have never felt the need, then ask yourself this: why are you here? Why are you listening to this? That's first of all. So you're saying you've never felt the need for it, but yet you're showing me something different. And he's also right when he says, I think that with time, you probably gonna find a need for a creator. And it couldn't be phrased any better. You're gonna find a need. So you already have the need to know your creator. Everybody has that need, but you just haven't realized that you have that need. And all of us come to that moment where we realize that you need to know, but you will only know when you realize that you need to know.
I think I'm late. What's going on? We're reading from the Gospel of Truth, and later probably explain what he's talking about. Always, always think about people in the jungle. Do they need to know of a creator? Do they have the fear that most people have in developed countries? Well, I can't speak for everybody, but from what I understand, even people in the jungle have some type of belief in a creator. And do they have fear, just like we have in these main three religions that we have? I don't know, maybe. I think fear is part of this whole thing in one way or another, whether we like it or not. But in my opinion, from what I understand, no matter where they're from, no matter if they're indigenous or civilized or whatever, every human being at some point has thought about why am I here and who made me. Um, I only been here a few days, but I think everything based on creator, but don't know which is the truth. For example, religion, why you study the Bible, maybe the next Quran. Okay. Some people spread some. Sorry, I myself am a Muslim, and we Muslims say that people who didn't hear of Islam because they live in the jungle still gonna enter paradise, but people who know Islam and still don't accept. From what I'm seeing is in Islam, it's more about what's within you. Are you are you an image of God? Are you being love unconditional? So from what I understand in Islam, if you could be the image of God, that's all you need. I don't know if I'm misinterpreting you. Um, you will be judged by God on the day of judgment. There, I will have to disagree with you, legends, but that's all right. I don't know. I'm not trying to put you down or anything. You have every right to it's the truth that you feel called to. Find a creator of fear unless I tell you. So I'm not saying there is no God. Will be judged by God on the day of judgment. If I type twice, okay. Respect other people's views. No, not real. No, just here now. Maybe not tomorrow. Who knows? Like to hear other people's thoughts. Need is love and honor in my heart. Food, warmth, and shelter. Need is love and honor. Can you explain that a little bit more? Some spread lies, others know the truth. What do you mean by need is parenthesis love and honor in my heart, food, warmth, and shelter? So I'm gonna wait to see if you answer that, and we're gonna go to the last segment of the show. You have anything to say, Aaron?
I don't at the moment. No. Nope.
That's fine. You only say what you have to say. There's no pressure here. Just making sure you get your opportunity to speak your mind. All right. So if people don't know, for those of you that don't know, gospel means good news. So this is called the gospel of truth. So it's called the good news of the truth. Unfortunately, religions, um, talking about in the case of Jesus, they've made the good news into the good news is the Son of God came and he suffered and he died for you so you could be saved. And that's not the good news. Jesus is a symbol of truth and an image of the Father. So the good news is the truth is revealed. The good news is the truth itself. And then they just added all these other human aspects to it. about sacrifice and blood and payment and punishment. These are all false things, in my humble opinion.
Is it okay if I ask you a question at this point?
Go ahead.
It relates to what you're talking about. Um, for example, I'm just looking now at the fourth paragraph, the hidden mystery, Jesus the Christ. The Jesus the Christ, as presented here in the in the Gospel of Truth, how does he relate to the Jesus we were talking about the other day in that quite long broadcast when you were telling me about um, uh, Enki and Enlil? Is this a completely separate thing, or is it related?
It's it's separate. So let me explain. So from what I understand, Enkin and Enlil are a different race, and they came and they mixed themselves with mankind, and some are good and some are evil. And you can see this pattern um, throughout history in the books and in our own selves. Um, what I believe is just like we were created with the ability to know and to choose in between good and evil, so were other races. We're not the only life in the universe, and they were given the same thing. And how were they given the same thing? Because the Father is all, He is everything, but not one thing is Him. You cannot pin one thing down on Him. He is everything, He is the completeness. So if everything comes from the Father and He shares it with the aeons, which is just other aspects of Himself, then that's how you get this polarity. So, is God the Father in the completeness? Is he two faced? Is he good sometimes and evil the other? No. He is good all the time because he is in unity. The truth is, there is, I don't like to say this, but I will say it and then I'll try to prove it. And I'm not going to try to prove it today. Like I said, I'll explain this later. But there are things that you can judge and say, well, that's not good. That's harmful. But the reality is, there is no such thing as evil. Everything is good, and everything is light, and everything is truth. Every other polar opposite is just a shadow of the other. And you got to remember, a shadow does not exist on itself. So a lie is just a way of conveying the truth in a hidden manner. Doing evil is just the way reality expresses its need for love. Almost any time somebody does something evil is because they're trying to fill a void that they have inside. But since they don't understand the Father, which means they don't understand themselves, they try to fill that void with the shadow of the truth instead of with the truth itself. So every evil act is actually because love exists. And let me put it to you this way: if there was no love, then you would never feel the need for something. And if you don't feel the need means you need it. It, it's not that you want something, you need it. If you need something, then the only way to get it is by understanding what it is that you need. So, since evil tells you what you're missing, it points at you, it makes you look at yourself. I'm not sure if this is the right word. Introspectively. I'm not sure.
That's the word.
It makes you look at yourself. That's what evil does. Evil makes you examine your your condition, and then that examination, that experience, is what leads you to the truth. So when you believe in the true Father, then you have to come to the understanding that if He is love, then even when you see evil being expressed, it's not really evil, it's still love being expressed in a lower or shadow of itself. I'm sorry that was very long winded, but it's so you don't understand how difficult it is to convey this feeling, this understanding into words.
Words are limiting, actually, and some languages you'd have even more difficulty with because there's less vocabulary.
Yeah, but even if there was vocabulary, it's just very difficult to explain. Like it's not as difficult to explain, but it's difficult to understand.
Yeah,
Like
I guess.
you could say it, and the truth is actually very simple, but understanding the simplicity of it is what's the hard part.
Yeah. But the New Testament, we were discussing that and the Jesus in the New Testament. I suppose I should have just put it simply like that. Is Are we talking about just a different understanding of Jesus here than there is in the New Testament, or is it a totally separate idea?
So, in my opinion, the gospel of truth has the best possible representation of what Jesus is. And it might not seem to you by reading it because you need a little bit of knowledge of the meaning of these words. And in the Bible, the books that have been given to us as the truth, right? You got to remember there is lies in it, but the truth is always there. The truth is always everywhere. So in reality, if you were to fully understand this gospel, then you need to understand the truth in the Bible. And if you were to understand the Bible, you need to understand this. So what am I saying? I'm saying it is the same Jesus. It's just different levels of light. So I'll give you a human example. I have a window in my room and in the morning the sun shines through it. If I remove the window, I mean the shade on the window, I could see the light come through with no obstruction. I remove all condition. I remove all obstruction. Now I can see clearly. But then sometimes I might put a shade and now it's a little less bright. And then I could get another shade that's darker and make it less bright. And then I could put blackout windows and no light will come in. Or only the edges of the window will have light. So what am I saying? The light is always there, but these books and these messages have different levels of clarity. And for you to understand that, you have to be able to learn how to remove that shade from the window, or in other words, remove the veil that's covering the light of the message. So I don't know if that answered your question. If you feel like I didn't, then let me know and I will try to rephrase it.
Okay. It's just because the others here haven't had the same weren't with you in the conversation, so it's difficult. It's a bit awkward
Sorry? Hello? Can't hear you anymore. Okay, I lost you. I'm gonna I'm gonna remove you so you could come back on. Hello? Are you there? Alright, I guess it's a problem on your end. Okay. So I wanna I wanna leave you guys with this. So sometimes you'll hear me going into deep conversations and just talking what I feel inside me is true. And other times you'll see me say, go to this book or go to this story or go to this song. Now, it might seem like a contradiction. It might seem like I'm telling you the answers are inside of you, and then I'm telling you, well, you should read this. You need to read this. Well, I want to explain that it's not a contradiction. What I'm trying to do is this. The truth is already inside you. You need to find it within. When you find it, okay, I think she's back. Hello?
Hiya, I had a Wi-Fi hiccup there,
No problem.
annoyingly. So we started to explain that. Did I miss that?
Yeah. So you couldn't hear anything about the
Not
answer?
once I asked not once I asked the question. No.
Oh man. And I did a very long answer. Okay.
It's okay. I can play it back later. I can play it back. It's all right. You'll upload it, won't you?
Yeah. Oh, this should be up a few minutes later. Um.
Okay.
All right. So listen to the answer later, and I was explaining something, and I'm gonna start it over just in case what I was explaining. So I was telling everybody listening that a lot of the times you'll hear me just talk plainly and tell you what I feel is the truth and what I feel inside, and have very deep conversations with people and just free flow it from myself. And then other times you'll see me say, go to this book or go to that book or go to this song or look at this number or look at that. You should look at this. Now, that might sound like a contradiction, right? I'm first telling you the truth is inside you. You just have to find it. And then I'm also guiding you to external things. Th- does that sound like a contradiction? And I want your honest opinion, and I'll tell you why it's not a contradiction.
Not to
But
me, it doesn't. No.
okay. So to those who think I'm contradicting myself, I'll explain to you why I'm not. So it is true that this knowledge is within you, and if you pay attention and you listen close enough, you will find that truth. Now, like I said earlier, truth is not just within you. Love is not just within you. Truth and love is everywhere and in everything. So if you have truth and love inside, truth and love will always want more truth, and love will always want more love. So it's important that you could find this same love and truth that you found inside yourself. It's important for you to be able to find it outside of yourself. Now, why is that important? Well, what I noticed was when I found this truth inside me, I had read a whole bunch of different things and my mind was all confused. But one time, just thinking to myself and praying, I got to this message that I'm telling people. And my first need was, well, am I right? I need to find out. I need to look. Am I? Has somebody else thought of this? Has somebody else said this? Am I alone? That was the first thoughts. And yeah, it seems negative, right? It seems like I'm doubting myself. But that doubt of myself led me to searching for the truth to see if it was somewhere else. And what I discovered is exactly what I said. Truth is everywhere if you know not only where to look, but how to look for it. So, why do I spend time saying read this or look at this number or look at this connection? Because when you do that, you will find that the truth is everywhere. And when you realize that the truth is everywhere and love is everywhere, then that's going to make your faith in that truth and in that love become stronger because it becomes a confirmation of what you doubted at the beginning. Um, I'm hoping that was easy to comprehend.
It is for me.
So my point is, when you have it, you want more of it, and that wanting and that needing more love and truth leads you to find it in many places. And when you find it in various places, it makes you strong in your faith, and faith is what heals you. Faith in the truth and faith in love. That is the key, and there is no other key besides that. And I know that sounds very wrong. I don't even know why I said it. It just came out that way. And I I'm not gonna take it back.
What did you say that's very wrong? Sorry?
I said it might sound wrong. I said faith in love and faith in truth is the key and it's all you need. And there's nothing else.
No,
And
but you're right.
yeah, that's why I said it. I didn't mean to because I try to not talk like I am the only one that's right. I try to say my opinion, my belief, because I don't want to step on anybody's toes. And that
No,
just
but you
that just flowed out of me. I couldn't control it, and I'm not willing to take it back.
no, but it's not coming out of you as if you're the only one that's right. It's coming out as the truth. Do you know what I mean, Avidan? It doesn't come across like you're saying, right, only listen to me because I'm the only one with the truth. It doesn't come across like that at all. It comes across as the truth, for me anyway.
And I'm glad because that's the way I want you to see it. I don't want you to see it as a, oh, it's the truth because Avidan said so. No, I
No, no,
want you
no, no,
to
no, no.
I want you to
But
see it's the truth for yourself.
what I would dispute though is because, as you can probably tell, I've been in pursuit of this sort of the love and the truth that you're speaking about, and having faith in that for ages. But you said you'll start to find it everywhere. Now that's not what I find. Not 100%. I mean, I do see the glimpses day after day, and I tend to keep a diary and note it down as well. But I don't know if I see it everywhere. I think it is a difficult time to be seeing it, I suppose, because maybe all the toxicities are blocking it, are blocking the frequency. Maybe I don't know.
Well, that's always been there.
I
Um,
know, I
the
know.
toxicity has always been there, and the truth has always been there. They've always both exist simultaneously.
But now everybody's waking up to, because it's only now, isn't it, that people are really waking up to it more and more. And I think, in a way, maybe there's so much going on there. In the frequency cocktail, as it were, it's making things confusing. Maybe.
Well, from what I understand, from what I have felt inside myself and seen inside myself, is this. I'll tell you this. When I said I want to know the truth, it didn't come to me right away. It took time. It took growing into it. It took understanding it. It took realizing it. It's not something that you get overnight. And that's the same thing that's going on not only in yourself and in myself and in everybody, but it's happening to the whole reality as a whole. Time slowly reveals the truth because lies can only work for so long. And that's why lies are there. Lies will get you to question, it'll get you on the quest. If there's nothing that seems false, then there's no need to search. There's no need to look. So as time passes by and the truth becomes more and more diluted, it actually becomes stronger within you because now you have a greater need to look for it. And
Yeah,
from everything I've read, it always says it. Everything will be revealed in time. And that's what
yeah,
I personally believe is happening. Time, this whatever time is, whatever makes time work, has specifically brought us to this moment. And it's bringing us to the moment when we need it the most. And that's my opinion on what's going on.
yeah. You know, you said to me a few days ago, because I said that you were the last person I was going to listen to because whatever I'd heard didn't have, I didn't perceive it as having the truth. And you said that it was right that I'd listened though anyway, because I was supposed to hear all that. Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah.
So when I was listening today to what you said last night in the 7 hours, and like I put on my message, it you were just saying everything that I thought. And I didn't only think it because I'd met you, it was what I thought before I met you as well. So do you so really I don't need to go anywhere else now though, do I? I don't need to waste my time looking at other or should I? What's your opinion on that? I mean,
My
it,
opinion is you keep searching until you're satisfied. Once you feel satisfied, once you feel that you found the truth that you've been searching for, that you found the love that you've been looking for, then you stop searching. But until you don't feel that, then you keep searching. And one thing that I've noticed is there is no such thing as okay, I've had enough truth. Okay, I've had enough love. Love and truth are infinite, and it's always gonna lead you to more and more and more.
but you're the first. I'm not trying to make you into some sort of idol, by the way, whatever I say that's positive. So as long as you understand that, because I'm completely clear-headed about that. But but like I said, so I was listening to what you said last night, and that was completely what I thought. So I'm just worried that looking somewhere else now is going to kind of muddy the waters, but it might not be the truth. Do you? I mean, I need to feel confident that where I go next, if I go somewhere next, is going to be truth and not just something, well, like the rest of it, really.
Well, like I just said, love and truth is gonna lead you to keep looking for more because, like I said, it has no limits. So my suggestion to you is, if you come this far, right, and you've
Yeah.
come to this understanding and you've been on this journey so long, then don't doubt yourself now. You've made it this far. Be confident and have faith in yourself that no matter where you look, you will find the truth and you shall not be deceived because you have faith and that you already know it. And all you're doing now is just basically getting more of it. You don't need more of it, you have it. But love is something you want more and more, like I said, and truth is something you want more and more and more. So if you keep looking for it, because it's going to be in your nature to do so, just like I said, you're listening to me because you were brought here because you want to listen to this. You want to hear, you've been asking for this. So you're gonna get that need to keep wanting to know more. So you're gonna naturally do that. But if you're gonna do that, then you have to keep the faith that just like you were brought to this point, that you will not be deceived by going further. That
Okay, now
doesn't mean you won't find lies, but I'm saying don't worry about it if you do find a lie. Just find whatever truth is in there, take it, and keep on going.
what about when the internet goes down? This everyone's saying the lights will go out at some point, whether it's because of the them, as we've been talking about, or because of cosmic events that are also happening at the moment. Um, what about then? Where do we search on if we don't have, if we've read all that we want to read and we've got no one else to listen to? Within, you're going to say within, aren't you?
Of course. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, the only reason we're searching for people that say the truth or may know the truth or whatever, you already have the truth. You already recognize there's a truth, and that's why you're looking for it because you want more of it. And that's why you're trying to connect because you want to share this truth. You want to share this love with many people. And that's the same nature of God. He all of this is because he wanted to share his truth with more people. So or with more living things besides himself. So you got to realize that you're doing this because you want more because love is it's never ending and so is truth. So if there ever comes a point where you feel like you don't have anywhere to look anymore, then look back in yourself because that's where you found it in the first place.
Yeah.
That's that's called, and this I'm just gonna throw it out there. I've heard this term before and it just popped in my head. Knowing the truth within yourself, that's called the first love, which is the love for the truth, the love for yourself, and the love for God. Because once you come to this truth, you know that God is in you and you are in Him. And there is no division except the lack of knowledge that makes you think there is a division. So when this happens, if it happens, there's no internet, there's chaos, there's nowhere to talk to somebody, you don't have access to a book. Just go within, think about the things you already know within, and pray with faith, and you'll be given more. Everything you're looking for, it will be found inside you. Looking outside of you is only should only be used as a encouragement, as further proof, as further evidence of your truth. But nothing outside should ever replace what's already inside. So my point is, you don't need to worry about any of that because you don't need any of that.
I guess you're right.
Think about it. I don't know about for you, but commonly, I had this idea about God. I've heard other people's ideas, and then I've looked at stuff and read stuff, and then I've asked, I don't understand. Is this really true? Does this make sense? Even if you don't say Jesus, is this true, or Yahweh, or Allah, or whoever, even if you don't direct it at anybody, if you just ask yourself, is this the truth? I want to know the truth. If you're on this journey and you've been this far, you know that you've asked yourself that question and you know that you have received an answer, or have you not?
Yeah. Well, not always. I think sometimes, oh, I don't know. I think it's like a signal jam again, maybe. But yes, I know I know where you're coming from with that. But I couldn't honestly put my hand on my heart and say I've always, but it's not all going to come at once, is it? Sometimes it's going to come days or weeks later, of course, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but that's what I'm telling you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was instant, but I'm saying you asked the question, you wanted to know more, and slowly you saw it revealed to you one way or another, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if that didn't happen, if your faith wasn't supported, if your faith wasn't strengthened, then you would just stop looking. But you had the faith to look, you had the faith to ask, and thus you were given your answer, and then that answer gives you more faith.
It's
If you
funny.
never, eh, go ahead.
I was going to say there have been other periods when I've said like, that's it, I'm not going to look anymore because I think my faith was wavering, and then I found that I was shown another way, another path that I could explore, and yeah, so yeah, I wasn't allowed not to look anymore, I suppose.
Yeah, if you want to put it that way, yeah, kind of. So let me. This is for you, Lick. He's not here, but I want him to listen to this. So we were talking in that long conversation about just being positive and sharing it with people, doing small things like smiling to strangers and all this kind of stuff. You heard that part, right? When I told them you should just smile to somebody even if they don't smile to you and all that kind of stuff. Did you hear that part in the
Oh,
conversation?
me,
Yeah.
yes, I heard that. I heard it. Yeah.
Okay. So this is, and this happens to everybody, not just me, but you have to realize it. So we had that conversation, and then it wasn't even maybe an hour later because like I said, I didn't sleep till like 9 in the morning. So and after I was talking to him, I had to go somewhere, and when I parked at the parking lot, there was this stranger. I don't know him, some guy cutting the grass, and I was looking at my phone, and then when I look up, he's just like looking at me and smiling and waving at me, and I smiled and waved back. So that to me is God talking to me. I just told you, like, be more positive, smile to strangers, say hello, and then not even an hour later, somebody does that to me.
Yes, that's nice.
And to me, those things are confirmations, but you have to learn to listen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important. It is that idea of smiling, and I think some people have to be brave with that because I think people, I know it because I've been there in the past. I think it's quite scary if someone doesn't smile back for some people.
Yeah.
Because they're thinking, what's wrong with me? Do I look like a monster because they didn't smile back? But then, yeah, eventually, no, for a while now, I don't hesitate. I smile at everybody, um, and get plenty of smiles back now. Yeah.
So, and I also told Ulick, and if he's listening to this, I told him if you stay positive and stay happy, that energy, that vibration of yours, that spirit actually starts connecting to other people, whether you recognize it or whether that other person recognizes it or not. And that's what I'm saying. I brought that energy by me saying, be positive, be nice, smile to people, even, especially to strangers, people you don't know. I said that. And what happened? They did it to me because I
Yeah.
had that energy. It just attracted itself to me.
Yeah.
And another thing, I gave him an explanation that was so funny about this movie called They Live. I don't know if you've seen it. The guy puts the glasses on and he can see the hidden meanings behind the world, stuff like
I've
that.
heard of it. Is it worth watching?
Yes, you should really watch it.
Okay. Okay.
So I was giving him that example. I was saying the glasses are not what's important. They're trying to make you to focus on what the glasses can do. But the real truth is what it's saying. If you learn to look at the world in the right way, it will all make sense. So the glasses are just a symbolism of changing the way you look at things, but it's not the glasses itself. what's the message. So
Yeah.
it was funny that I was giving him that example, and then earlier today, um, you haven't met them, but there's other people. They usually talk. That's how I met them. Um, so one of them is Joan, and she
Yeah.
had a live stream on. So I went to check it out. Um, I didn't talk, but I did go to check it out, see what they were talking about. And it was funny. Yulik was there, and there was some other guy there. And then the other guy mentioned the same movie and was talking about They Live and about the glasses and all these things. And if Yulik is listening, what I want you to get from this is I gave you that example. I didn't speak to him. I was speaking to Yulik. And now Yulik is hearing the same thing I told them about that movie from somebody else. So what am I trying to say? Me having that positivity, that energy, that thought in my mind actually connects to other people and it creates synchronicities, even though it wasn't done directly. So now he heard it from me and he heard it from this other person. And he should take it as a sign to maybe check the movie out and see what it means to him. But the point is, you see the patterns. You talk about certain things and you get your answer. You put out a certain vibration and you receive that vibration. You you look for truth and you find other people that are also looking for truth, and it's the same way as opposite. If you don't care for the truth, if you don't love anybody, if you don't care about anybody, then you're going to be surrounded by people that are just like you.
I see that in life. I see people living like that. Avidan, it's sad.
Yeah. And the worst part is, believe it or not, a lot of these people say, well, these people always betray me. These people, you know, they don't care about me. I don't have any friends. But most of the time, I'm not going to say all the time, but most of the time, is because they themselves are carrying that negative energy, but they're not self-analyzing themselves to see why they're attracting these things. The
No,
people,
because
yeah, go ahead.
go on. No, I was going to say because have you read the world less no the road less traveled by M. Scott Peck? Have you read that?
Um, no, I haven't.
Oh, it's just he was a retired psychoanalyst and with faith, not just doing it for the cash or anything like that. But yeah, it's a lot in there about how people's backgrounds have caused them, sadly, to have that negativity about them. Uh, Often they need some guidance to go on that journey and to analyze why they're like that, and it's painful because a lot of them have blocked off what caused it in the first place.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed and I've read, and when I read it, I remembered that I noticed it, and when I noticed it, I read it somewhere else. um, we're all like the people that surround you, whatever your circle is, whether it's a big circle or a small circle. If you really pay attention to yourself, and then you pay attention to the people around you, you'll actually notice that people are like mirror images of different parts of yourself. Each
I've
person
heard
around each person
I've
around
heard
you
that
has an
said.
aspect of you.
Yeah.
So, and it goes back to what the Father is. We are all aspects of the Father, right? And all is Him, and we are Him, and He is us. Well, it's the same thing on this level. You are your own person, but whether you realize it or not, people around you are also aspects of you.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna take this time. I've been reading your messages, legends, and I want to say this. Like I told you last time, I'm willing to read the Quran I told you to send me the link, so if you can, leave me the link for whatever you think is a good source after this stream. Leave it in the comment section after the stream, not here. And I will check it out and I'll come to my own conclusion. But I can guarantee you this, and you might take it the wrong way, but I don't mean it the wrong way. I can guarantee you that I will not come to the conclusion and say this book, the Quran, holds all the truth and there's nothing but the truth. And it's nothing against the Quran. It's my journey has led me to know that truth is everywhere. Truth cannot be contained to a single person, to a single thing, to a single book. Truth is so big and unlimited, you cannot contain it in anything. So I am not going to come to the point to say, this is the only book I need to read. This is the only true book. I know you would like that, and I understand why. I know you don't have any bad intentions, but I want to be clear from the beginning. My journey has led me to know that truth is everywhere. So after all these years of realizing this slowly, I highly, highly, highly doubt I will ever turn around and say, well, everything else is false and this book is the truth. Because that's not what I've seen. That's not what God has told me in my journey. All right. I love your message, Legends. All right. I'm going to end this by saying, I love you, Legends. I love you. Some spread lies, others know the truth. Who is who? I think it's so funny when I have to say the whole name. I don't know why I find it funny. And thank you for everybody else that's been listening from the beginning, and those that couldn't make it through, and those who will listen to this after it's done. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for just being here and being able to connect with you, no matter if we agree or disagree. And thank you, Aaron, so much for always being willing to come on and help me read stuff and help me present stuff so it's not only me doing it. And it's really a big help.
And it's a great pleasure, Avidan.
Thank you, thank you. And I'm gonna say this because I told this to you, like, and you probably heard it. You are free to express yourself how you want, but as a favor to me, if I ever do anything or say anything that helps you or you feel, I don't know, you feel something special about it, I, from a personal standpoint, I rather you just show me through your energy, show me through your spirit that it helped you, instead of being told, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't want to hear thank yous. I don't want to be thanked. I just want the truth to be revealed, and I don't care about anything else. But I go back to what I said. If that's how you choose to express yourself, I accept it. But I personally just I don't feel comfortable being thanked for what I'm doing.
Are you addressing that to everyone or just me?
To everyone, because a
Oh,
lot of
good.
people have been
Okay.
doing that. A lot of people are like, "Oh,
I
this is
don't
really
think I've.
deep. Thank you so much. I needed this, and thank you." And like, I get it, and it makes me happy. But I don't need. I don't want any part of me to take any importance over the message. I want everything to be focused on the message and on the work you do within yourself. I don't want me to even be part of the equation.
But you don't mind some feedback, do you? Like I gave you earlier.
No, no, I don't mind that. Just you could tell me, hey, this resonated with me. I agree. I disagree. I like this. I don't. But I don't want to feel. I don't want people to constantly feel the need to thank me. Like you don't need to thank me. Just Just accept it without having to do that. But again, like I said, I want you to do what you feel inclined to do. But
I think people might thank you because when people often say thank you when they're relieved, so maybe it is what's been in other people's hearts and you've just confirmed it. You sort of put a voice to what they were thinking, and that's why they say thank you, because it's been like a kind of like a slaking of a thirst, perhaps. I don't know.
yeah, I understand exactly why they're doing it. I've done it myself. It's just I've never felt so close to the truth. I've never felt so much peace in this last few days as I've been getting all these revelations and having these connections with all you wonderful people and feeling this family unit. And maybe it's, maybe it's bad that I think this way, but throughout history, whenever a true message has gone out, it's always being distracted by the messenger. The messenger always seems to become more important than the message. And I don't want to repeat that cycle. That's why anytime I feel like somehow somebody is putting me on a pedestal, I immediately want to take myself down because I don't want it to repeat. I want this message to survive inside everybody without having to think of me as having to do with it.
Yeah, but if people are going to talk to their grandchildren in the future, they're going to want to put a name to it, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess it's human nature, but I just wish if they do tell somebody, just tell them. And then if they ask you, well, where did you hear this? Where did you learn this from? You say from within. And you might say, well, aren't I lying? Didn't I hear it from Avidan or from whoever? No, because you did hear it from me, but the only reason you believed it is because you already had it in you. So I'm not giving you anything you don't already have. All I'm doing is helping you realize what you have. And that's how I want it to stay.
All right, Avidan. Be love, as you always say.
Yes. Be love and share love. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. We'll do the next part of the Gospel of Truth. And if I don't break it down tomorrow, it'll be on Friday. All right, everybody. Have a good night or a good rest of your day. Take care. And like Aaron like Aaron reminded me, be love and share love. Bye now.
Good night. Good night.